This is but one of the legends of which the people speak. One that's not been locked away in a cave for hundreds of years. No, in fact, this legend lies in plain sight. Perhaps when you're in need of cutting down a tree, climbing a mountain, smashing or moving a boulder, or scaling the tallest waterfall, something that the noble Basculegion couldn't even do. This legend's legacy lives on in the modern era. Of course, I'm talking about Bidoof. I found it shocking how so few people knew of this legendary tale. So today I take on the burden of telling this story myself. According to Hisuian lore, this is the legendary Bidoof. This is the Ancestor, and this is how he became the strongest of all time, without taking any shortcuts. It refused to fight with the other wild Pokemon that called this land home, chose not to indulge in performance-boosting candies, and instead lived a life of intense discipline, hitting only rocks and trees to become stronger. And it didn't just do this anywhere. It took to the most desolate location of the entire region, the Alabaster Icelands, because that's the place where it would gain the most experience for doing this. At only 120 experience points per tree or rock, it would take 8,334 trees for this Bidoof to reach level 100. Some call this Bidoof's ultimate struggle, but to me, I like to call it something else.
Level 100. The pinnacle of power for a Pokemon. Very few Pokemon ever reach this level. This is a series of videos in which I push Pokemon's levels to the absolute limit by raising them to 100 in unconventional ways and environments. Because, more or less, I'm crazy. This is the Level 100 Gauntlet. I hope you enjoy.
So in case you're not familiar, in Legends Arceus, they made a new way to gain EXP. And that is by hitting rocks or trees. All you have to do is send out your Pokemon in front of a tree that looks like it can be shaken. It'll hit the tree, and then we'll gain some EXP. Wow, this Arceus seems a lot stronger now.
And this isn't just exclusive to trees. These same mechanics also apply to ore deposits, leaf piles, snow piles, boxes, treasure chests. I think these are hay bales, and the one-time giant rocks that block the way that can only be broken once per save file. The only factor that plays into how much EXP you get from these things is what area you're in on the map. With the location this Gauntlet's taken place at, the Icelands rewarding the most. So today's Gauntlet is taking this Ancestor Bidoof to the Icelands and training it all the way to level 100 off of only rocks, trees, and snowdrifts. No other EXP whatsoever. But first, let's prepare. Thankfully, I had already gone through the Herculean task of taming and capturing the Ancestor. So all I really needed to do gameplay-wise was scope out the area, and maybe map out a route that I could go on in order to hit the most rocks and trees every run of the Icelands. I decided to start by counting exactly how many hittable objects there are on the map, thanks to the data from Cerebi.net, and I used a pretty scientific method to analyze this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 70, 71, 96, 197, 198. I think that's it. I think there are 198, unless I missed a red line somewhere. But am I actually going to hit all 198 of these every run and get 23,000 experience points? No. With how the Icelands are set up, with all the different types of elevations and caves and cliffs, I'm just going to make like a Beheeyem, learning TM51 in the Gen 6 games, and wing it.
Alright, today's April 3rd, day 1. Been practicing, doing a little bit of shadow boxing, pretending to shake this tree right here. I think it's time we get into the real thing now.
May our first expedition begin. I'm at 212 hours, 49 minutes of playtime. The Ancestor has but a measly 8 experience points. Let's take this thing and start hitting some rocks and trees and snow flurries and anything that'll give us EXP. We're probably gonna get a couple levels from this one. Oh yeah, level 5. It's a good start. So the Ancestor and I traversed the land, smacking every object in sight as long as it was not a Pokemon. But we occasionally smacked an object that contained a Pokemon. And here's how I dealt with that. Ooh, first shaking encounter. You see, the Ancestor has a very clear moral compass. It is a friend to all Pokemon, and it is the mortal enemy of all rocks and trees. So naturally, it will only fight against the rocks and trees, and not get experience from fighting any of these Pokemon. In fact, you don't get any EXP at all from shaking rocks and trees if you don't defeat or capture the Pokemon that appears. So the only reason I checked these was for shiny hunting, and to let the Ancestor see his friends, even though they were usually pretty angry and knocked him out for it. Berg Bite. Although we only did one run for this first session, the Ancestor already started to inspire some of the masses. Are you proud? B-Barrel? Are you proud? Yeah? Are you proud? Are you proud? I hope you're proud. Look at the range that this thing has. That's just impressive. Within a matter of minutes after starting, the game tried to mislead me down a path of darkness. It can now evolve, but why would I want it to evolve? It's already perfect. I instead went down a path of swag. Destroy it with me on it. Oh, swag. I'm on top of the crystals. That was swag. Alright, let's see if my count is correct. At the end of our first run, we were at 12,848 experience. Divide that by 120 and that's 107 objects hit. I decided to call it a day and let the Ancestor roam around in the pastures, but maybe this was a little bit of a mistake.
See this tree that fell? Want to know what caused that? Bidoof.
My second session was just a short run I did one night before bed. And for the first time I observed something kinda glitchy that happens with one particular rock here. Specifically near the Pearl Settlement. Ooh, shaking encounter. We're gonna have to run. Or not! What? Did you cause this? Did you? You hit so many rocks that you've broken space-time. Yeah! I ended the night at level 28 with 192 rocks hit. Today is April 7th. I just went and saw the new Sonic movie. I can confirm that a lot of rocks and trees were destroyed over the course of that movie, so I gotta follow suit. Let's stream this for the first time finally. Let's do this for Sonic. I underestimated the weight of the words I had just said. Dedicating the stream to Sonic introduced a whole element of chaos to it, much like the Chaos Emeralds. I'd call this the first real grind session of this Gauntlet, since the previous two sessions were just single runs of the area. And here's all the weird stuff that happened. Starting with me having to learn how to use the backup save feature. Whoa! The game crashed. By pressing up X and B, I was able to return to what it was like at the beginning of the run where the game crashed. Some of the Pokemon were also particularly unruly and did not let me hit the trees. Oh no, I didn't need to battle you! Now this wasn't a weird occurrence, but I also found the first shiny of this Gauntlet from a massive mass outbreak. Oh, there's a shiny. Shiny Rufflet. If you know me, I personally like to hunt in this game without outbreaks. But I decided I'd be capturing all these outbreak shinies anyway so I could trade them out to chat. But I couldn't let the Ancestor gain any experience from this, so I let the shinies knock him out first. What I did with these outbreak shinies, where I would make a random trade code and see who I traded with, kind of reminded me of another feature from another game. One that I might also be working on a Gauntlet for right now. I wonder what that is. Scrimmy Bingus and the Crungy Spingus by Krogus. After making this trade, a really weird glitch started to happen for the rest of the play session. The Can Evolve overlay would remain on screen permanently instead of going away over time, only disappearing when I entered battle or entered a menu. And I didn't even notice this for a whole 20 minutes. Did y'all know that Bidoof can evolve? Bidoof stomps are going up. It can evolve. But perhaps the weirdest thing about this whole play session is that my microphone was on the floor the entire time, and I didn't notice till after stream, nor did anyone tell me that I sounded quieter than usual. I ended the night at level 47, which may sound like we're almost halfway there, but really in terms of experience points, we're only 10.5% of the way done. If you're a rock or a tree, you better watch out. Bidoof and I are coming for you. We're gonna take you down. On day 4, I really began to feel the weight of every level. Each level was taking about 20 minutes to get. It was a dark and stormy night, but the Ancestor and I pressed on regardless. We were being tested by Arceus, or maybe Thundurus. But the thunder and lightning couldn't stop us, because Thundurus doesn't spawn in the Icelands. Oh, that was a bright flash. Oh, I'm excited to go and look at the footage for that. That night I also went through a wardrobe change in order to get closer to the Ancestor.
That's what the point of the mask is.
I also found another Outbreak shiny. Shiny! Vulpix. Someone's getting a Vulpix tonight. I accidentally forgot to knock out Bidoof before capturing this thing and received some forbidden experience. But thankfully chat told me, and I was able to reset the game and undo my wrongdoing. Roast Bidoof on the menu tonight. I got a golden Bidoof in return for this Vulpix. I ended the day at level 56, with 1,501 objects smacked. So I've got this thrashed apple Mountain Dew. There is a tree that was either thrashed or is currently in the act of thrashing, much like this Bidoof. And this has me thinking about a certain phrase. Does the apple fall far from the tree? This stuff's super good. Normally the answer is no. But in Legends Arceus, there's a scenario where the answer is yes. It does fall pretty far from the tree. If you have a satchel full of 999 apples, you send out your Pokemon to hit an apple tree, then you immediately hop on your Weird Gear and book it in the opposite direction, that apple is going to fall pretty far from that tree. And soon when I start maxing out on items, we're going to see that happen a lot. For this play session, I was watching the Pokemon anime on Twitch, where they have a very important emote if you're following. That's one of your descendants, dude. That's the Twitch version of your descendant. Some notable happenings were Bidoof clipping into a wall, and me finding my first non-Outbreak shiny of this Gauntlet that I didn't trade. Is there a shiny one? What sparkled? It wasn't the Duskull. It's the Haunter. Okay. I also had a few strange shaking encounters. Where's the bird bite? Oh, my butt is cold. 63. We're 25% of the way there. April 15th. No tree is safe. Except for, like, the trees that can't be shaken. Shiny! First Drifloon, actually. After getting knocked out by and catching this Drifloon, I left the menu open for a little while. And then this glitch happened again. Oh, we got the Cannonball stick again. How long has that been there? And with this glitch active as a constant reminder that Bidoof can evolve, I found another shiny the same day. Shiny! Oh, it's a Bronzong! From this point I started finding a lot more shinies, and I always made sure Bidoof got knocked out so it didn't gain any forbidden experience. Shiny! Bibarel? Big Doof? No EXP gained. Shiny! Oh, Shiny Blissey? Yo! Wow. I also found a couple Outbreak shinies to trade out. Such a shiny Bergmite. I was finding so many shinies that I had almost forgotten that this was a Gauntlet and not just me hunting. Much like how this Pokemon forgot to appear from this shaking tree. And also, here's another weird glitch I haven't been able to recreate. I found a shiny Alpha Lucario in the hot springs. Craziest thing I've ever found in this game. It's the third thing in my party. I'll send it out. Insane. Bro, who are we speaking to? Who are we speaking to? Y'all see that? Going back to the core Gauntlet here, as I roamed about the Icelands with my screwed up looking claw grip on my controller, efficiently designed to quickly mount and dismount Weirdeer as I tossed Bidoof at every tree and rock imaginable, I thought about the legend of this Gauntlet. How certain Pokemon species that could once smash rocks no longer need to in the modern era. And how I've likely never had a Pokemon on any file before that has smashed this many rocks or hit this many trees. What if using HMs always gave us experience? That could make for some very interesting gauntlets in the older games. I'd imagine it'd be pretty annoying in Gen 1 where you can't just mash the A button in front of a tree, you'd have to open the menu every time. But even in the first Pokemon game, some of the Ancestor's swag has carried on, based off the legend of how his human servant stood on trees. If you cut down a tree, stand where it once was, save, and reset, you can stand on the tree too, in the very first Pokemon game. And it's all thanks to the efforts of the ancestor of all Bidoofs and his human servant. And yeah, maybe I'm a little bit delusional telling this story because we're only halfway through the Gauntlet now. But this process never really got old to me, especially with how easy it was for a shiny or two to surprise me. On a run where there was a massive mass outbreak where I expected to maybe see an outbreak shiny, I was instead greeted by 2 non-outbreak shinies. Oh, there's a shiny, and it's not from the outbreak, I think. Is it down here? It's another Sneasel! Another shiny? Another shiny? A Piloswine this time. That's 2 in 1 run. Another non-outbreak shiny. Lickitung, as Dallas would say.
Lickitung?
Later that night on another run, the ancestor made yet another shiny friend. Shiny. Apom. On day 10, the 15-year anniversary of Diamond and Pearl being released in America, I had something remarkable happen outside the game. I got recognized at Sonic. I'm actually not talking about the Hedgehog, ignore that guy. What I'm talking about is Sonic the Restaurant. I don't get recognized in public too often for my videos, but twice now at this same Sonic location, I've been recognized by 2 separate people. Kind of made me want to keep grinding tonight, so I'm going to do an extended grind session until I feel tired. Or until my Bidoof gives out, and I don't think that happens. Bidoof has the stamina of a truck. And neither Bidoof nor I had our stamina run out, but my capture card did at one point. And the screen was black for like an entire hour of the recording without me knowing. How long has the screen been black? Oh no. And thankfully all the interesting stuff that happened that night waited until after I fixed it. Like having a distortion form right on top of me. Whoa! And the 14th shiny of this gauntlet so far. Oh, shiny. Shiny Rufflet. We are 65.2% of the way there. Alright, you might not believe this, but the things that I've been hitting on this gauntlet, trees, they're actually based off of something in real life. Also called trees. I feel like Game Freak had to have done that on purpose. Anyway, right now it's this shiny hunting event week called Arbor Week, started by the Brofessors, that's all about just raising money for the Rainforest Trust. So tonight, I'm gonna do a charity stream for that, while training this Bidoof. Alright, this is what the layout normally looks like for this gauntlet, but tonight, we're going to this clean slate, where we'll be gradually adding images as people donate. Let's see how chaotic it becomes. And at the start of the stream, before anyone even showed up, this happened. Shiny Glalie! Right at the start of stream! And then the donations started to come in, and the layout became something else. There's no more Hound. It's just purely There's another shiny? This is 2 in 1 run. It's Riolu! Oh, it's the little version of Lucario! That's what's up! Big brother. Shiny. Shiny Apom. No more bananas. This ape only wants Powerade. We raised over $400 during this stream with all the layout redemptions and song requests. And I got a lot of good gameplay done. Prepare yourself. At merely the small price of being scarred for life by Macargo with teeth. Macargo with teeth. Shiny? Snow-run. Oh, trick shot! Oh! With perhaps my luckiest day so far in terms of shinies, it felt good to know that the Ancestor hit some trees to save some trees. No more bananas. This ape only wants Powerade. The Apom was in the air! How Powerade did that? Now each individual level was taking an hour, so even just gaining one level on day 12 was worth celebrating. Alright, so as you can see, blue Powerade, still half there. I got Legends Arceus here. I'm about to try something I haven't tried yet with this game. I'm gonna go on a walk. Let's just give this a try, let's go. Alright, before I leave, I'm at 778,808. Let's see how many trees I hit. And unfortunately, it wasn't very many. I found it kind of hard to navigate in a 3D space like this while also walking around in real life.
Maybe this long-standing tradition of walking and playing is best saved for the 2D Pokemon games.
After that disappointing walk, I watched the experience bar crawl, with 2 more levels in 3 hours of gameplay. On April 30th, day 14, the final day, I brought my Switch and Legends Arceus to Buffalo Wild Wings, where they were also serving a Mountain Dew flavor of Legends. It's literally called Mountain Dew Legend. It's described as blackberry citrus with ginger. And it was a very fascinating color that looked different depending on how you looked at it in the light. Of course, I had to try it, especially to fuel up for these final levels.
Really strong berry flavor to it.
With 6 hours of gaming ahead of me, I fueled up.
Alright, I'm back home now. My tongue is a different color now. Maybe this means I'll find a shiny Lickitung soon. Let's continue the grind.
With my legendary Mountain Dew tongue, the Ancestor and I got our first few levels offline rather than on stream, because I like to keep a little balance between streaming and doing stuff offline. In fact, it's way easier for me to edit offline footage because I only ever talk whenever something interesting happens. Like finding probably the coolest Outbreak shiny I found over the entire course of this. Oh, that's a shiny Gardevoir. Crazy. And whenever I hit level 97, I decided to go live, and learned that there were actually 2 pink battery rabbits. They went on ad break so much, like so many Papa John's ads and stuff, like, I don't remember the last time I watched a tournament that had that many ads. Speaking of ads, this video today is brought to you by, what's a company that has like a rabbit in it? Duracell, yeah, this Duracell. Oh, you're right, it's Energizer. What on earth am I thinking? Wait, it actually does exist? My mind is like expanding right now, learning that there is a Duracell bunny. There is, and it looks cursed. I used to actually see the Energizer bunny's nose as a mouth. So I thought it was making a much happier face than it actually was. Something a little bit like this. But anyway, we had one final level to go. Let's get back to the rocks and trees. Level 99. Alright. We had just one more level to go, and 248 objects to hit. Looking back on things, I don't think I really made the most optimal route for gaining experience here. Really, I was going on a route where I was able to shiny check pretty much every spawn here, and just happened to hit every tree and rock along the way. But compared to the other levels, that sometimes took over an hour, for some reason, level 99 to level 100 only took me about 50 minutes. Which just proves that I wasn't super efficient with my time with this gauntlet, but I had a blast regardless. I still can't believe I found 20 shinies over the course of this, 15 of them being either 1 in 4096 or 1 in 2048 not coming from outbreaks, because I don't have the shiny charm on this file. Also, I'd say I lost quite a bit of time checking all the shaking encounters over the course of this gauntlet since I gained net 0 experience from any of them, and I have yet to actually find a shiny from a shaking rock or tree. I'm glad I checked them anyway though, and I hope to maybe find a shiny one someday. And oh yeah, I have more crafting materials than I think I will ever need now, with a totally maxed out satchel and storage. Maybe I'll take this on again someday in another area, but for now let's celebrate the final tree of this gauntlet. This tree right here will be the last. I will stand on top of this tree, and we'll end this all. I will stand on top of this tree. 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 Alright, first try. The final tree of the gauntlet. Level 100. Pinnacle of power for a Bidoof. We're here. At the top of this tree, we've reached the top. 1 million experience points. Rocks and trees only. And how long did it take? We started at 212 hours and 49 minutes, so this just took a little under 38 hours to complete. But it's been done. Now I guess we need to go hit the hot spring. Are you just not able to send your Pokemon out in the hot spring? Where's Bidoof? It just drowned. Now before I go, here's one more shiny that I found that I thought was really cool. I found this thing while recording some stock footage for this video that I didn't even use. Shiny Alpha Paris! Let's go! That's my next Alpha! Look at that, it's the caring Paris. So caring. Cares so much about me. Just wants to feed me some grape Kool-Aid. Appreciate that. Actually, that's Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Thank you so much, caring Paris. Oh my gosh, dude. That is so cool. But yeah, this gauntlet was a very fun mess. I have a lot more fun messes planned, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.